Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am Wix and back with another video, and this is not the 7th time I'm trying to make this video because I either stumble on my words in the intro or forget to mention things. So here we go, the 7th time. This video is gonna be about Windows Explorer, a thing we use every day, but I'm gonna show some tips and tricks about it and also a bit of how to use it like a pro. Like my old video, we use Windows like a pro with keyboard shortcuts. I'm gonna show some of that for Windows Explorer. So let's start. First things first, how do we open Windows Explorer? No, we're not gonna click the yellow icon. We're gonna press Windows key and E, and we're gonna get an Explorer window. Now, let's say we want to navigate through it. We're not going to pick up the mouse. We're going to press Shift Tab and it will move the focus on the left pane. If you see, home is selected. And now if we want to go up and down, to go up and down in the list, you press down arrow, blah, 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 and then up arrow, you go up. And let's say we want to open the C drive. To expand the C drives, you press right arrow, and it expands. Then we go to users. I could expand it. Let's expand this one too, and then I go to Johnny and I press enter, and now I'm in the Johnny folder. And now let's say I want to select folders in the right pane. To move my focus to the right pane, I will press tab. Boom, I'm in the right pane. Now up arrow, down arrow again selects things, and if I press enter, it goes in those things. Now let's say we want to go back. We're not gonna use the mouse and go press back. We're gonna press backspace. Backspace takes us in the previous folder. If I wanna go forward, you can press Alt and right arrow, and it goes forward. If I wanna go to the parent folder of this folder, I can press Alt and up arrow on the keyboard, and it takes you to the parent folder. And if I wanna refresh this folder, we can do F5. So basically all these things that you see up here, all these up, back, refresh, forward, they correspond to the key, to the arrow keys if you hold the Alt key pressed. So back is Alt left arrow, forward is Alt right arrow, up it even says Alt up arrow, and this is F5 it even says. Now let's talk a bit about the new tabs that they added in Windows Explorer in Windows 11. These things up here. For the curious of you, you might have already seen that if you hover over the plus button, it says Control T, and if you hover over the X button, it says Control W. So basically, to open a new tab, you do Control T, and it opens a new tab. And to close this current tab, you press Control W. Easy and done. Another thing that I didn't notice for a while, but it's been here from Windows 11, I believe they added it, is this, if you see right here, let me make it bigger, because this preview pane over here, this shows a preview of the file or folder selected on the left side. To activate it, of course, you click on the preview and it shows. But on this button it shows hide and hides the preview. Let's just do it and select something. Well, there's nothing to preview because these are not files. But yeah, it shows a preview of the file. If it's a text file, it will show the contents of the file in here. But how do we do this without using the mouse? You just press Alt P, and that's the preview pane. And there's also Alt P to close it again, and Alt Shift P to open the details pane. Details is another pane that they added, and it shows details about the current selection, which is in this case a folder. It shows where it is. For files, it will show metadata for if they're images or videos. It will show a lot more, but Alt Shift P to show details pane, Alt P to show the preview pane. Preview, you can preview text files, you can preview a bunch of things. So that's the keyboard shortcuts for that pane. And another thing that you can do is, like, let's say you wanna go up here to the address bar and type in something, type a path, you wanna go to a path. To activate that without using the mouse and clicking on it, because yeah, you can do that, but to activate that without clicking on it, you do Alt D, Alt key and D, Alt D, and boom, I'm up there. Now I can type in here whatever on it, C:\\/ users, blah blah blah. To get out of this, press escape. And to search, you see we have a search here. Yeah, we're not going to click in and search. You're going to do Control F. Control F, and now we can start typing contacts and press enter, and it will look for what you typed in here in the column folder you're in. Now, one thing you might be noticing is when you go up here to home, you're going to see favorites, you're going to see recent, and some folders might show up in here into quick access and you didn't put them there. That's because there's a setting. If you go here on the three dots, it's some privacy settings on the three dots next to filter. Click on it and go to options, and then in here you can uncheck these: show recently used files, show frequently used folders, show files from office.com. I don't even know what this one does, but the first two is those recent files that appear when you just open, like you see. Let me drag this over. See in here, recent files, these will disappear if you uncheck this, and I'll do that. And show frequently used folders, those are apply and OK. Those are the folders that will appear in quick access over here without you adding them. If you visit a folder a lot, Windows will say, hey, I'll just add it here because apparently you want it in quick access. But if you don't want anybody to see your most often used folders, uncheck that and it's not going to show it here. Now, since we're on the quick access subject, you can add your folders to quick access. Let's say you're using one like your Steam library or something that you usually go to and change and copy paste things or use pretty often. You can add it to this quick access menu by yourself. I'll just go, let's see, in documents. I'll just add this PowerShell folder. Let's say I use this PowerShell folder a lot and I want it over here, so I don't have to dig through the folders to get to it. Just right click it and then pin to quick access, and boom, now PowerShell is here and it's always gonna be here. I just have to click on it and it takes me to PowerShell. Now let's say I have selected this file and I want to rename it. How do you rename? Yeah, you can go up here, and you can right click and rename, but we don't want to touch the mouse, right? So once you select the file, you press F2 on your keyboard, on the top of the keyboard, and boom, you can start typing new names. If you change your mind, you can press escape and you would revert the change. How do you rename multiple files? Let's say I have new text document and I have another new text document. Let's say I want to rename all of them. Let's say I want to rename them with 1, 2, 3, or document 1, document 2, document 3. You press F2 on the first one and give it a name, doc1, and then instead of pressing enter to give it this name, you press tab and it will jump to the next one, and let's name this doc2. And if I press tab, it will jump to the next one, but I just want to rename these two. I'll just press enter and I'm done renaming. So that's how you easily rename. And to create a new folder, because most people do right click, new folder, it's Control-Shift-N, and boom, I have a new folder, my new folder, and press enter. So Control, Shift and N on your keyboard keeps making new folders. And this is one of the most common used things. Leave it as new folder. Now let's say I want to pick up something from the right click menu and I don't want to touch the right click menu with the mouse. I can just select this and press Shift F10, and then you get this menu. And as you can see on the top and right side of the menu, there's letters. So you do Shift F10 and then I can do C to copy, I can do M to rename, I can do D to delete, T to cut, blah blah blah. You can see them all here. And you can see here there's an O1 and an O2. This means you press O and then you press 1 and 2 depending on what you want. You want properties or you want to open. So let's just show it. If I press O and 2, it's gonna be properties. Another way to get to properties, of course, Alt Enter on the file and it goes to properties. So this is another way. Shift F10. If there's an operation you use often and it's not copy paste, cut and paste, because those you just drew Control C, Control V, Control X for cut. If it's something else that you do a lot from the right click menu, like opening terminal for example, you can do Shift F10 T, you're done. And to show more options, down there you see it's W, you press W and then you get the old menu of Windows, and in here it works differently. In here the letters that activate the menu options are underlined. So if I do B here, if I press B, then it's gonna open it in a new tab. If I press O, it's gonna open it. So yeah, in this menu you don't have them written on the sides, they're underlined. Those are the letters that activate this specific menu options. And my last tip for today is that options menu that I just showed earlier, the 3 dots menu. Let me make it bigger. Let's say you want to, when you open Windows Explorer, you noticed it, for me, it starts in home. That's because that's how it's set up to do. You can change that. If you want your Windows Explorer to open in this PC all the time, you can do that. So and how you change that is by going through these 3 dots, go to options, and up here, Open File Explorer 2, you can select if it's this PC or if it opens that home panel. Usually I have it on this PC, but this is a virtual machine, so I didn't bother to change it. And I think that's my tips for Windows Explorer. Of course, you're not gonna use all of them all the time. Usually what happens will be a combination of things, like opening Windows Explorer is gonna be Windows key and E, opening a new tab is gonna be Control T because I don't wanna click up here, deleting things with Shift Delete to skip the recycle bin. That's I do often. Control Shift N for new folders. I do often. F2 to rename. I do often. And then press enter. It's just faster than right clicking. Where even is rename? Right click, rename. It's just faster to just press F2. So yeah, usually I use a combination of mouse and keyboard shortcuts, because of course I'm not gonna press Shift Tab and start walking through them if I have a mouse. It's faster with a mouse, just click the one I want. But for renaming and moving and going up, it's easier with a keyboard and faster. But yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you learned something new, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.